Cindy lives in Chantilly, Virginia with her husband and 2 boys. She has been chronically sick for 40 years and only discovered proper treatments after her kids were diagnosed. She found that her chronic fatigue was Lyme disease and her irritable bowel syndrome was a gluten intolerance. Her dental amalgams caused TMJ. Cindy knows what mercury poisoning feels like firsthand. Cindy discovered how studying autism for 11 years has made her aware of how these issues can be in the family. She learned about all this the hard way and studied night and day to recover herself. She's also the author of the book, Breaking the Autism Code. Come on up, Cindy Walsh. Thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it.
Hi, everybody. It's hot out here, and I'm glad that you're still here sticking around. As Brittany said, I've been studying this a long time, trying to figure out what was wrong with me, and I only figured it out because of having kids on the spectrum. I am considered fully vaccinated with 3 vaccines. I got the measles from the measles vaccine. I got chickenpox from the chickenpox vaccine. I'm the poster child for somebody who should not be vaccinated, and nobody told me. So I don't want anybody to be going through that and learn it the hard way. So some of the main points that I want to go through is it's about the diseases that happened through history. I collected the books about polio and about smallpox from the 1800s. And if you ever find one in a used bookstore or something, I suggest that you get it, no matter how much it costs, because they're not going to be around too much longer. So polio came from pesticides, DDT. They sprayed it down your shirt, up your pants, in the pool while you're swimming, on your food, everywhere, and then people were paralyzed, and the track for DDT and the track for polio is virtually the same. So that when they stopped DDT, they just happened to start vaccinating and polio went away. So look into that and look into the charts of polio and DDT and find out the history of what polio is. So I kind of want to go through these diseases to show that you don't have to be afraid of them, that people think they have to choose between autism and between vaccines or between these diseases themselves. And you find out that they're not as dangerous as you think. The main symptoms of measles is a pink eye, red dots, and a fever, and that's it. So going back to something that Mark Blaxell said about the Brady Bunch episode was not about we're all going to die. They didn't come home and say we're all going to die. They said it was about a boy doctor or a girl doctor, and the episode is called "Is There a Doctor in the House?" So you look that up. They were not scared at all. They just said a week off from school, yay. They didn't get all upset about it. Also, I just want to bring all these groups together, that people are here for different reasons. Not everyone is here about vaccines, and so you end up on the fence on whether to vaccinate or not. And so if you're against pesticides, then the pesticides like glyphosate are in the vaccines. If you breastfeed, your breastfeeding is a natural protection against vaccines, so you're safe, you're okay. So, and I want to mention one other thing about the Brady Bunch is that Alice, the maid, just called it a bad case of red freckles. So just think about that when the next time in October or November, when they start promoting whatever disease is coming up to get your flu shot. It's just a bad case of red freckles. So the outbreaks about the vaccines, they've all been vaccinated. In Harvard, they were all vaccinated and they got the mumps anyway. The mumps vaccine doesn't work. If you check through And whenever there's an outbreak of something, see how many of them are vaccinated, and there's maybe 1 or 2 that haven't. But why did the vaccinated get the disease anyway? Because the vaccine didn't work. And they never mention that. They'll say 98 people were vaccinated and 2 were not. So you know, the diseases are not as prevalent as you think. They're not as dangerous as you think. And back in the 1800s, the smallpox vaccine, they used to not give smallpox for people with eczema, and they do now. In the 1950s, they did not give people with eczema smallpox. And I have a friend, Elisa Mark Smith, her story is on YouTube, that she had eczema and she almost died from the flu shot. And she brought herself back with natural remedies, and basically she was told, say goodbye to your kids, get your affairs in order, you're going to die, and she found her way back. So it is possible. And I have another friend, Virginia Young, who her father is a doctor, her husband's a doctor, she's a vaccine researcher, they know what they're doing, and all of them had a vaccine injury. Each of them was a different vaccine, and each of them had a different injury, and now they no longer vaccinate in their practice. Okay, so I just want to say one last thing is that we're all here for our kids, no matter if your issue is glyphosate or if your issue is vaccines or what it is, that we're all here to support the Children's March for Humanity. And I also want to mention that I have these pens back the table over there, and it says vaccines are hazardous waste. And if you leave these accidentally on purpose at the doctor's office, it starts a conversation. And I'm trying to get rid of my inventory here, so come and take as many as you want. Okay, thanks.